Hey y'all, welcome back. Welcome back. I am your host, Peaches for Peach Talk. I have with me today Mr. Brandon Crawford. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So of course, we always have our business spotlights to spotlight our amazing entrepreneurs and their journeys. So I want to start off by allowing you a chance to introduce yourself to the people, let them know who you are, where you're from, and all those good things.
My name is Brandon Crawford. Born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama. Graduated from Lee High School in '08. Um,
No, I'm just kidding.
Fortunate enough to, go to school, play basketball on scholarship for 4 years. Graduating from Coastal Carolina. Um, and that's me in a nutshell.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So okay, what business do you have so that everyone will know?
Like everybody say, what business don't I have? Um, since I moved to Atlanta, I've opened up a studio, event space, and a lounge. I also have a courier service that's a family courier service based out of Montgomery, Alabama, but it spans here in Atlanta by the name of Roadrunner Express Delivery Service. Um, I have my own clothing line by the name of Ambitious Stars, as well as a shirt design and t-shirt company. Um, I also audio engineer, record and produce here in Atlanta as well. So several different businesses wear several different hats. So it's pretty cool, pretty fun, exciting. Always a test, something new. Always something new coming up that you gotta knock out that task, learn something new. So those
Okay,
are
that's
the
what's
businesses.
up. So a jack of all trades is what you're telling us, basically.
Right.
Alright, that's what's up. So how long have you been doing this entrepreneurship journey?
I started back in 2011 when I was in college, my senior year in college. I started my clothing line. I've been a part. We've had our family business with Roadrunner though since 2004. So I've been working on with my parents and my sisters and brothers since 2004 on the delivery service. But for my own personal business that I started in 2011 with the Ambitious Stars.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So what made you decide that entrepreneurship was the right choice for you?
Mm, my first job, I actually worked at Champs.
Okay.
Champ Sports. Everybody was in the shoes. You get a commission off of selling shoes. I knew a bunch of people from playing basketball and going to school. But once you get that first check and those first couple checks, and you see that check, and it's like, man, what is this? It's like, man, this ain't gonna work. My first check, it was like gas money, and I was just like,
Oh wow.
this ain't gonna work. So after that, I uh, got into clothes. I always drew clothes in school, like when I was in elementary, junior high, so shoes and stuff like that. So um, 2011 is like when I really took it serious after I had that job at Champs, and it was just like, nah, this ain't good enough. So um, that was the starting point for me.
That's what's up. Yeah. So I know that, with a lot of people it's hard to actually jump into just being your own boss and things like that. So did you have help along the way with your journey on entrepreneurship, or did you have to do like a trial and error type of situation going?
I had both. Fortunately, I was still
Okay.
in school. I was on scholarship. I had to help my parents whenever I needed it to fall back on, which is the fortunate part. Um, what was I say? But having a fallback is always a clutch. With me being in school, um, my parents played a big part.
And not many people have that, support system. So, it's awesome that you at least had that support system with your family um coming into that new journey. But
But
like what were some of your um I guess what were some positive effects that it had on your family with you going into this new journey?
um, I would say the most effect it had, I would say probably on my little brother and sister. because they're entrepreneurs themselves now, and our dad started it, but I kind of took it to a whole nother magnitude. But seeing them now, my little brother, he runs a camera business out of Chicago, Illinois. They went to school for my sister. She's doing fashion out in Los Angeles right now. So I feel like that was the most effective thing, rubbing off on them, not putting them in the box. They got to play basketball like me. So that would be my answer for that question.
Well, that's awesome. So what has been some of some challenges you've faced with building your business?
I say the worst thing is probably manufacturing. I mean, when I first started, I ordered like 300 Bob Marley shirts. Wanted them to be black. It was Black History Month. Placed the order in like December. Got the order in like February, the first week of February. The order was wrong. They was white shirts. Um, Had to remake them over. By the time they remade them, it was the end of Black History Month. It was like I can't really do nothing with the shirts. They still didn't come out right. So that was the first big trial and error I went through because I had to pay my own money and then sit there for 2 to 3 months and get no product basically.
Mm,
So that was starting off. That was my biggest trial. Just finding people to actually see your vision and make it come true. So
right.
after that, after a couple trial and errors with that, I kind of got on the pace where it's like I'm gonna just buy all my own equipment and do everything myself. So the trial and error and the cons with that is when you get so big, you can't make everything.
Right, right.
So that was another problem I ran into. So I kind of took a step back. I took a step back the last year and a half. I've been working on it probably like the last 6 months as far as like focusing on it, as far as dropping the collection, finding a manufacturer, finding somebody to do my tech pack so I don't have to get 30 samples from the manufacturers.
Mm,
So it's a lot of stuff when it comes to like the clothing industry that a lot of people don't know. They think you can just put a logo on a t-shirt and it's about to make you $1 million overnight, but it's a
right.
lot more that goes into it, from shipping label costs to tagging costs to labeling costs to how long it might take if you get somebody to make it, how long it might take them to get your samples or your product to you. It's just a lot. So I would just say, man, when you first start, make a checklist. Get on YouTube, find out what other people are doing, what's successful for them, and just try to figure out a method that you can use from all of those people. That's kind of what I've always done. I always learn from different people, learn from different aspects, and take, their knowledge and intertwine it with what I already know. So if you just starting, I would tell people always make a checklist, watch like 10 videos on people your age, people older than you, the higher brands from Off White to Louis Vuitton, on down to people that might be successful from your state or in your own city, and just take notes. You can never go wrong. That's how I look at it. I don't feel like nothing's a wrong answer when it comes to fashion because there's always a creative sense. But the business side, it is. You gotta have organization. You gotta take care of inventory. You gotta make sure your website numbers meet what your inventory is. So my thing was, I would say, make a checklist. Take it step by step. It's never a rush. When you rush it, nothing goes right. I say that. So I always take your time. Be patient with yourself. Nothing's gonna happen overnight. Um,
Yeah, I know for a fact a lot of times, we can get discouraged a little bit when, things aren't going like we had hoped they would go. So it's always good to, like you said, have a checklist, a to-do list. I still have my to-do list. I mean, I've been doing this for about a year now, and I still have to do things on the back end to make sure that I'm straight when it comes to my LLC and my business. So that's good advice. Now I know that with the pandemic and everything, it's affected a lot of businesses. Did that affect your business in any way? And if so, how were you able to overcome those pitfalls?
I would say actually COVID helped. I feel like a lot of people, if you have had or have a pretty good, decent clothing line, like you should have made some money during COVID. Due to the fact, um, just it was just so much money accumulating, like just floating around the system.
Oh no, we have an issue, technical issue.
Basically giving money out. So
Technical difficulties. It actually blacked out for a second. What did you say?
I was just saying, if you had a decent clothing line, which I do have, um, you was pretty successful during COVID. I think a lot of businesses, small businesses, if you stay consistent and put your stuff in front of a lot of people, you should have been successful during COVID. I didn't have any real problems during COVID. Like I said, I made all my own stuff. It was easy for people to get in contact with me. I actually had a storefront during COVID.
Oh, cool.
In Atlanta, we didn't close down. So with the malls being closed and everything, it actually helped because it was like we had a store. People can come in the store, they can shop after hours. If they, going out or going to a kickback, they can come shop before they go out, go to the club or whatever it was. So
Yeah, because we
I
all
feel
know
like
that
that.
even though Atlanta said closed down, a lot of people did not.
Uh, we weren't having it. So that was pretty big, honestly. So I feel like a lot of clothing lines thrive because the stores weren't open. So like the
Right.
malls, shoes, and all that stuff was just so hard to come by. It was kind of like the birth of urban clothing, um,
Mm.
in a sense for us. So I
Okay,
would
that's
say
cool.
COVID is very positive for me.
That's awesome. So how do you create a healthy personal life being an entrepreneur? Because I know sometimes it can take a toll on us and it can like have us so inundated in the business that we forget to have personal time. So how do you create that personal time for yourself?
Man, I tell people all the time, like when you work for yourself, it ain't no off days, even
Right.
on vacation. Uh, I plan on retiring when I'm 35, so I guess I find out then. I really don't. I have a personal life, but I don't have a personal life. My personal life is usually going. If I go out, it's going out to network or going out to meet people, going out to sell clothes, or you know, um, talk business with people. So my personal life is very very slim to no personal life.
Mhm.
So and that's kind of the sacrifice you have to make. A lot of stuff that I read or people that I listen to, they say you got to work today so you don't have to work tomorrow, which basically means like if you consistently work now, when you 30, 40, 50, 60, you can be doing what you want to do. So that's my whole goal. Work now, be consistent at what I'm doing, and by the time I'm 40, 45, like I can do what I want to do. So
I- Yeah, I know that's right. Yeah, so that's I mean, but it also is healthy for you to make sure that you carve out some time for yourself because even if it is just, going to the spa or just going to eat or something outside of just shutting down your contacts at least for 20-30 minutes, you have
yeah,
to have that time for yourself. You will drive yourself nuts.
I'm used to it. Like I just I feel like should you miss something if you when you take a step back you missing something. Like it's cool. Like if you 40, 50, and it's time to take a step back. But I'm still young. I ain't got no kids, so it's like I gotta focus on what I gotta focus on now. So 2 years from now, I ain't even gotta worry about nothing. I can have a personal life. That's how I look at it. Like I rather work now versus 2 years. I'm older. 3 years I'm older than I am now. Sure, I rather just go and work while I can work.
Okay.
So,
I mean, to everybody has their own method and it's
but
nothing wrong with it.
I still,
Um,
I still try to get my proper rest and eat healthy and stuff like that. That's take care of that part. And
right.
as long as business is, I love business. So mentally, like it's never to the point where it's like it'll drive me crazy. Like,
It's not work for you, basically.
yeah, like I
It's
love what I do. So
okay. Yeah. Well, they did say that if you do something that you love, you'll never work another day in your life. So I mean, hey, kudos to you for finding that niche that, you know, makes you have that environment to where it's not stressful for you. Um, So, what would be some advice you would give to future entrepreneurs looking to get into the same types of businesses you have?
First and foremost, make sure it's something that you love to do. I tell people that all the time. People call me and hit me up all the time saying they want to start this business and start their business, and you ask them a couple questions, and it's like you can tell they're really not serious about it. They're just trying to, make a quick dollar. So, first and foremost, make sure it's something you love to do. If it's something you love to do, you won't never give up on yourself. And that's the biggest thing, not giving up on yourself. Um, you'll get to the point where it's like ain't nothing going right for you, but as soon as you get to that point, that'll be the breaking point for you. So you can't never give up on whatever it is you're doing, whatever you love to do. Just keep pushing. Somebody else out there in the world is gonna attach to your vision, attach to what you're trying to do. So
Right.
it's billions of people in the world. So somebody gonna always relate to what you got going on. So it's about you putting that creative idea to the world to actually get people to see it.
Right.
So that would be my thing. The second thing is if you got any type of product, you got to get it in people's face. People want stuff right now. So if we at the mall and I got 50 hats, I should be able to sell 50 hats because most people want what they can see in their face and buy it right now. So that would be my biggest thing. Putting the second biggest thing, putting whatever your product is or whatever you do in people's face, like blast it, however you got to do it, whether it's social media, old school way, getting out and going to events, street marketing, stickers, posters. You got to market yourself. You don't market yourself, don't nobody know you. So that would be
Right.
my second biggest thing on being an entrepreneur, and the businesses you're trying to do.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I mean, and also the thing is people have to understand not to get discouraged just because somebody else may have a certain product. It's almost like I've said this before, it's just like the bread aisle. Like you have a slew of different types of bread from different companies,
Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna select one at least. Same thing with podcasting. You have it's just like TV channels on your TV. You're gonna find one that you want to watch.
Yeah.
So I always tell people don't get discouraged just because other people are doing it. You have a certain style and niche that somebody will you have people that'll gravitate to you. So that is the important thing. So what are some things that you enjoy doing outside of your business? Like any extracurricular things like that?
Um, First and foremost, I still love playing basketball. So I hoop every often, probably like every week at least once. If it's not a rec league, just going to LA Fitness, hiking, different stuff like that. I like doing shrooms. So when I get on shrooms, I go hiking. I go into Mother Nature and do stuff like that. Other extracurricular activities, traveling, of course. I like driving. I don't like flying. I like I like seeing everything. I'm not scared to fly. I just like seeing everything
Mhm.
versus flying. So uh, I don't really have too many other extracurricular activities. I'm always working, so
Yeah.
traveling, my little outdoor, adventures, and that's pretty much it. Back to
There's nothing
work.
wrong with that. Somebody said they late. They said, "What kind of businesses do you have?" So if you don't mind repeating that.
I'm not. I run back. I started with my clothing line, but we had a family business. The clothing line is called Ambitious Stars. You can find that at ambitiousstars.com. On Instagram at 5 Ambitious Stars. Um, I do help run a family business that we've had since 2004. That's a courier service that goes by the name of Roadrunner Express Delivery Service. That's based out of Montgomery, Alabama. Here in Atlanta, I own a event space, a lounge, and a recording studio. And I also record and produce. With my clothing line, I do make T-shirts and do embroidery. And am I leaving anything off? I do so much.
Jack of all trades, guys. Jack of
Yeah.
all.
So
Um. So do you think that you've actually mastered your craft, or in each of your businesses, or do you think that there's always room? Or
no, I tell people all the time. I don't think you can ever master anything. That's just my philosophy. I feel like you should always want to learn, and there's so much knowledge in the world that I feel like you can never learn enough. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
So
Okay, that's what's up. So, what are some things, or how do you stay motivated to keep going?
Um, I don't know. I love life, so it's just like just growing up, seeing people that I grew up with, who I came up with not being here is kind of like, shoot, what's the point of doing? Like, what are we doing it for? Like, what are we living for? Like, so I gotta live. Like, my legacy is my clothing line, of course, my passing basketball. So this this that's what I basically leaving somewhere people know me for. I feel like I've already did that with basketball. So now it's basically doing that in other forms from the clothing line, basically putting it on the scale the same scale I was in basketball, taking it to those heights. And basically that's what motivates me is basically building businesses to the point where they are successful. That's like
Okay.
what I love to do. Like if it's another person's business, I've helped other people open their business and help them become successful. And now I'm doing it for myself. So
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. And it's just very important to stay motivated when you're going into the entrepreneurship journey, because a lot of times we can get discouraged, and like I said earlier, when things don't happen when we think they should, we can sometimes get discouraged. So it's always good to find those outlets and those things that will stay keep you motivated to move forward.
yeah,
Um
I would tell people handle what you handle what you can control, and let go of what you can't control. And I promise your life will be way less stressful.
Very true, very true. So where can the people find you?
Social media platforms, Instagram, I have several. My personal is Epic. Shit only is Epic EPIC underscore SHXT underscore 0N1Y. That's my personal Instagram. The business Instagram for the lounge is at Luxury Ave ATL. The event space is at Blank Canvas ATL, and the studio is at True Dot Sound Studios.
Okay.
Um, and the clothing line is 5 Ambitious Stars. Facebook, it's just Ambitious Stars Clothing. And my personal is Brandon the Star Crawford on Facebook. And my Twitter handle is also Epic Shit Only.
Okay. All right. So, guys, we will make sure that we put everything in the description. Oops, sorry. Everything in the description, websites, contact information for his business after the show. And do you have any last minute encouraging words that you'd like to give up to our up and coming entrepreneurs?
Don't ever give up on yourself, ever.
Okay, y'all heard it here. So again, you guys, thank you always for viewing. Again, we will have his description, or rather, I'm sorry, his contact information in the description, so that you guys can take a look at his site, take a look at his event space, and partake in this entrepreneur's businesses. So as always, you guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and as always, stay sweet.